Hello folks and welcome to 4 Season Backpacking. Please subscribe for the latest outdoor adventure videos.
Morning folks, I'm going to have a pot noodle, one of my favourite coffees, just got the water on the boil, and I think it's going to be pissing down a rain all day unfortunately. So I've decided I might get the bus into Berwick, set up in the campsite there or pick up some food there. If I set up a campsite there, I can stay there for the day, come back to where I left off here, when I think the weather's going to be slightly better tomorrow. Then I won't have to carry the tent and I can walk back to the campsite when I finish the hike, finish the border walk. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing yet, the plans keep changing, but whatever happens, I am definitely completing the walk, the coast to coast of the English-Scottish border. And I should say I'm actually here, I'm camping right by Union Bridge, which is a famous bridge across the River Tweed. I think they built it when the union was made between Scotland and England. I'm not sure, but it's celebrating that, but it's called Union Bridge. It is a famous bridge across the River Tweed. You see it folks? There's a frog right outside my tent. This is what I'm cooking. Just sat there. Well folks, I'm sitting right by Union Bridge on the English side of the Scottish and English border by the River Tweed. Can you believe the bridge I just crossed, the Union Bridge crossing the Tweed from England to Scotland, the Tweed being the Scottish southern frontier and the English northern frontier, was once the bridge was once the longest suspension bridge in the world. So folks, this is probably the only part of the border we can actually literally walk along it for right on the border for a good, I don't know, a few kilometres, miles or whatever. This is actually the border, this track. So if I stand in the middle of the track, I'm actually literally walking in Scotland and walking in England at the same time along this track. And then it turns into a road in a bit. And then that's also the border, so I believe it's probably the only bit, because otherwise there's other bits that are on yeah, you could probably walk in fields and stuff on the border and stuff. There's a lot in the fences marking the border or rivers, but whereas this is probably the easiest part of the border
you can literally easily walk in England and Wales at the same time. One leg in Wales, one leg in Scotland, or not, one leg in Scotland and one leg in England, not Wales, a bit far off Wales. This is the English-Scottish border. One of my legs is in England. Okay, this leg here is in England. This is the English side, and this leg is in Scotland. This arm is in Scotland. This arm is in England. This is the English. This is the English northern frontier, and this is the Scottish southern frontier. Folks, I just made a major mistake. There's no bridge here to cross this river. I'm gonna have to change the route again. Okay folks, so the border carries along across that river. That's not the Tweed, by the way. And I've got to walk along here because there's a footbridge apparently along here. And then I go around and then go back onto the border again, apparently. Hopefully that footbridge is there. Got a bit dark, isn't it? Better change the settings, yeah. Got to make a major detour. So yeah, that's kind of pissed me off. It's my own fault. It just looked like there was a bridge going over the river, but in fact there isn't. I look more closely, there's no bridge going over the river there. I've got to walk all the way along here to a road bridge, then walk all the way back along the other side of the river, on the river track. Hopefully that's not too bad. And then it eventually rejoins the border again. It's very slippy along here. Lots of rocks, very wet. Very dry, it's been raining. Oh man, I wish I knew there wasn't a bridge back there. And then I wouldn't have gone down that little track that's England and Scotland, half Scotland and half England. But there's also a road bit which I'm going to eventually join up, and another bit of track I think that does that on the other side of the river. God, I hope this isn't flooded. Hopefully I can get up on this bridge to cross to the other side after all that. It's not too steep, that slope, I don't think. Well, as you can see, I'm on the other side of the river now, and I'm going over a footbridge by a weir. That's quite an impressive weir actually. That'll be good for some drone footage, but I probably won't, so I haven't got much battery power left. I'm not the best of fans of river tracks. This bit's alright now, but it's one or two steep bits, but not too bad. Not as bad as the other one. It's just it's been raining, it's muddy, it's very slippy, so easy just to slip off and slide off the edge with this weight on your back. Okay, I don't know how big the drop is here, so it's all overgrown. Doesn't look vertical. Okay, this is the border. One side Scotland, one side England. This side is England and that side is Scotland. This is the path I thought I was coming up, but there was a river in the way, so I had to make a big diversion. So I've made my diversion anyway now, so I'm back on track. So this is the border again. The middle is the border of this track, and then the border carries on along through the middle of this. Here, that side Scotland, England, that side Scotland, and then the border carries on, and again the middle is the border. One side, that side Scotland, that side England. There's not even it's not even a B road. This is just like a little back road, which is the border. And so I'm walking up the border now. there's no sign saying England or Scotland on this crossroads, because it's a small road. I've had that on other small roads. They don't always put the signs up. They put them up on B roads, A roads and motorways and train tracks, but not these. Normally, I mean, there are some small roads I think have the signs, but in general these little country lanes don't have the sign saying welcome to England or Scotland. But I thought it just crossed my mind. I wonder who pays for the road. Is it Scotland or England, or they share half? Or is that a British thing, or is it like a sort of British thing where they fix roads, or is it like these sort of things interest me. Who pays for the maintenance of this road if it's half England, half Scotland? Is it half each? It's weird. So one field on the other side, one farm on the other side is in this side Scotland and that side England. It's weird to think that some countries do actually have border wars, and well, it's quite a few I think. And so if there was actually like a border war going through, you know, on the border of Scotland and England, the war would be right in the middle of this road. It's weird, man. And who knows? Yeah, it's quite cool to be walking on the border. I like it, even though like we have borders in Britain. We have the Scottish border, the Welsh border, English border. Then obviously some will say there's a Cornish border as well, because some people class Cornwall as a country, or even Yorkshire. But really there's Scotland, Wales and England. The main part of that tree is in Scotland, and its branch has come over into England. How cool is that? The road that is literally the border. So this farm is on the English side of the border. Still walking the border road. As I said, that side still Scotland, that side England. Okay, so now this is still the border road, and it crosses this A road. Means this is A road we're crossing. There should be a welcome to Scotland and welcome to England sign somewhere on this road, which we'll have a look for just now. This is weird. Those houses are on England, the English side, and that side is Scotland. Middle of this road is the border. It's like trees in Scotland, those houses are in England. How weird is that? So weird. But it just looks like an ordinary street. There's nothing to say it's a border, but it is. The Scottish and English border. Scottish southern frontier and the English northern frontier. And it might be something here about it. There's some kind of monument here or something, because the border changes here. It suddenly turns, I think, up this way, maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see what this says here. Clappers. Ah, it's a Jubilee stone. Okay guys, the original route was to go up this way, but now I think I can get through this way to the end of the border, hopefully. Certainly looks like it. Might mean having to get over some fences though, I'm not sure yet. Well, this quicker route is actually closer to the border than the road route I was just taking. Yeah, I've come off the border road a while back, but this route I would have carried on the road, going fairly not too far from the border, but this is much more direct and more closer to the border, this route. Well, on the last day it's the worst weather really. It's not for bad weather, it's not that bad, it's just drizzle. But it's not good for photography or filming, although I suppose it can give get some quite moody pictures and video. Oh man, I'm knackered. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, and this track is on the Scottish side of the border. I'm walking now. To the road, stay off the moors. I hope there's no freaking bulls in this field. Fighting the shitloads of cows. A bit high on my stick. Okay, just gone through a herd of cows that are running towards me, and the way to deal with them is make yourself look big, stick your hands up in the air. You have to shout really loud, back off. Just shout really loud to them that they're running now like crazy. And if you've got a stick, like a walking stick, make it long and wave it in the air, sort of shouting. Or if you've got a selfie stick like me, I've got a selfie stick, that's what I just used. It worked fine, they run off. It was running towards me. As soon as I made the selfie stick bigger, I didn't even have to say anything, they run off. That is a bull, and it was constantly staring at me as I was walking past in the field. I just got into this field luckily, but yeah, there he is, he's getting a little bit aggressive, showing who's boss. But anyway, he was watching my every move as I walked through the field, but I walk calmly, not scared. That's what you got to do. Yeah, this is Lamberton graveyard, church ruins. Very atmospheric in this mist. This is in the ruins of the church here. Maybe not the best conditions for filming, but I think the mist, the fog or whatever it is, gives it a bit of atmospherics. That's pretty cool. So I'm having to walk along this this field because I don't know if it's a motorway or very busy dual lane A road, but yeah, hopefully I can get to the famous border sign. God, it's looking a little bit blocked down here. God, this is annoying. This is, can't really walk on the A road, can I? Dual carriage A road in the mist, it's too dangerous. Blocked, innit? Great. Might just have to get over the fence, but it looks electric, and this is the Scottish side and they use mains electric. They don't use these bloody batteries like they do in England. Top wires, mains electric, probably, and the rest of the wires are not. I've tested, and I'm leaving the big bag here. I don't think anyone's going to come down here today. I'm going to take all my valuables in this bag with me, and the most famous border sign is by this A road or motorway, whatever it is. Most people have experienced it. There's a lay-by where you can go and take your picture of it. I'm not going to miss that out, and then I'll have to find some other way to get down to the coast at the end of the border. Okay, folks, this is the most famous border stop, I believe. Surprised no one's here. It's a bit misty, that's probably why. The most famous border crossing, and most people have their picture took. Well folks, this is the most famous border crossing, as I said. I'm on the English side. There's no way. I'm not going to cross the A road just to take some film of the Scottish sign. I like to, no offence to Scotland, but if I was on the Scottish side, I wouldn't come over to the English side either, you know, because it's not worth the risk crossing the A road. It's a shame, but it's misty, it's just not worth the risk. I'm not getting paid for this, I'm doing this for fun. It's a very busy dual carriageway A road. It's the most busy road. Been past on the whole walk, so yeah, it's got a Scotland sign on one side, with much bigger than this actually. But it's like a standard sign, it's not stone, so it's quite impressive. But this one's stone, and I believe it's stone. And yeah, it's a shame, but I just can't be bothered to go over there. I might go over there, but I don't think I will. Hey, back now from the famous sign, just where everyone takes a shit. When they stop in the car, they use this as a shit. There's fucking loads of dumps in there. I had to get through all that, all the thistles, real electric fence. On the other side there's another fence, but some sharp sort of bracken to get through, but not electric on the other side. But anyway, now I'm going to head towards the track, which I think takes me down to the coast path, which will take me to the very end of the border. Really hope there's a way to get to the coast path down here, because I've got to cross the railway line, and I don't know if that line's electrified, the tracks or whatever, and it's misty as well, and of course, you know, you're not trespassing on the railway track. It's I think it's a criminal offence, so I'm not going to be doing that. So hopefully there's a way to cross it like an official crossing. I think there might be a four-wheel drive track crossing a bridge or something, hopefully. Look at it folks, the road time forgot. It's been gone so long, it's turned to a field. You still see the barrier. Barrier doesn't look that old though, does it? But the road must have come down here. Weird. Now they've got a great big dual carriageway road. Yeah, so I'm hoping this route leads down to the coast path, where I can finish the border walk on the end of the border. But obviously I know how to read maps, GPS and all that, but it's not straightforward when you're doing a walk that's not official, because even official footpaths can be overgrown, and none of the stuff I've been doing, a lot of it's not official. It's just looks like tracks on the map that can be totally overgrown, or no way of getting through. And this is the way I'm going. It says Undercliff Nature Reserve Wood Project, nothing about coast path. I'm just hoping I can get across the railway track to the coast path. Thank God for that. There's a bridge. Looks like there's some other kind of crossing here. Can't be a bloody, I know that, I think that's a maintenance gate. See what it says, but there's a bridge anyway over the train track. So yeah, I've done it. Well, I haven't done it yet. I haven't got to the end of the border, but I'm almost there. And there's no more obstacles after this. Just coast path to the end. There's the bridge. Going over the train track. I've been on that train track a few times. So, walking along the Scottish coastline here to the border, to the Scotland-England border. Almost finished the border walk. Not long now, walking alongside the train that goes to Edinburgh, I believe, from Berwick. Comes all the way from down south, I think. Can't be bothered to put my waterproofs on. I need them freshened up a bit anyway. Probably smelling pretty bad, I would think. Looks like I'm probably gonna get to the end just in time. I've seen already some places back there to camp if I have to come back this way, but I'm hoping I can actually camp on the border bit by the end. So that, folks, is the border sign for people going past on this side of the tracks, and over there, I don't know if you can make it out, is the border sign for people on the other side of the tracks. So this side is England and that side is Scotland. It's a famous thing you see on the way to Edinburgh from Berwick and Tweed, on the crossing the border. This is exactly on the border. Path down here is the border path to the right to the sea. Right at the end there is the end of the English-Scottish border. So, coming to the end of the English-Scottish border. Just the end of this path is the end of the border. I guess it goes right down the cliffs into the sea. Obviously I've got climbing gear, so I'm not going to be skirting down the cliffs. But yeah, I'm going to camp by the skate on this side of the field, because obviously the other one looks like it's been farmed. I'm pretty sure they're not going to really care about me camping in this field. It's pretty unkempt. Good job I got the Jack Wolf skin rather than the Van Gogh F10, because it could be quite windy later, I think. So, here we are. I've approached the end of the border, and there you go, folks. English border, Cuddy Trail, and then just out there, that's it folks, that's the end of the border. Yeah, so this is quite interesting. It's about the border disputes in this particular area. I know that I'll put some more information about it anyway, but I know already that Berwick has changed hands between Scotland and England loads of times, so this area has been quite a disputed part of the border for many years. It says the English-Scottish border dates back to 1237. At this point, when it was established under the Treaty of York, there were many subsequent disputes, but in 1482 Berwick was taken by England and the border fixed at this point. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah, I'll obviously put more information in the description. So folks, I've decided I'm camping on the English side of the border on this path because it's quite wide. I don't think many people will be along here today, the weather's shit. Folks, I'm at the end. I'm at the end. The eastern end of the Scottish English frontier. The Scottish southern frontier and English northern frontier. And I'm camping right on it with the Welsh to Scotland side. The border is just literally that gate there. Going up there, right up there. Up to the train track up there, with the famous train track sign when you go to Edinburgh from Berwick on Tweed. So yeah, I've seen many of these signs on the way, English signs. I have to say, normally the Scottish sign is a bit more bigger then the English sign tends to be smaller. I found that the English signs tend to be set in stone, like more oldie sort of style, and the Scottish signs tend to be more in your face, big like this, nice and colourful with the Scottish flag and colours. But the English, well, yeah, like I said, is set in stone, but the both equally is nice as far as I'm concerned. You know, I'm not taking sides at all, because I like both. I like Britain. I love Britain and all the countries that are in it. So there's no bias in my hike. So now I'm crossing the border. Scotland. Woohoo! I'm in Scotland. And now I'm back in England. So I made it to the end of the England-Scotland border, but this is not the last episode, so do please stay tuned and do please subscribe. Thanks folks, and take it easy.